Round one is done, and we are back for some more predicting. Look who's joined me again. It's Isaac. Welcome back.
Hello.
Did you enjoy round one?
I did, very much so. I have this stupid thing called a job which stops me watching lots of it.
It started on the weekend. I watched every minute of it.
We watched them together.
Yeah. And it was just like, 2 weeks of this, beautiful. And then Monday morning came around. And suddenly it's just snooker.org and what a website, and the BBC Sport Live blog and all that. And it's just, you can't get the same feel for it, but I have watched every minute going that I can.
Yeah, it's reasonably practical. I mean, I'm up early for work at the minute, and I'm watching it in the evening. But when everything's sort of coming to the boil at the end of the match that's finishing,
yeah,
I'm like, oh my god, I've got to stay awake for this, and I just and I wake up and then my iPad's just stream ended.
Yeah. And your screen time on the Monday morning is through the roof. But it tells you about your screen
I've been
time.
watching for 12 hours of that. Nothing. Oh god.
Off the top of your head, any highlights from round one? What was your favourite moment?
Ronnie just flying.
Yeah,
that was just so good to see. We thought it might happen. We thought it would happen, but just nice to see that it did. Commiserations to Jackson. I thought he played okay, but
I don't think he was 10-1 bad.
No.
I think what's funny is that that 1-4-2 he made in the one frame that he won.
Yeah.
That's his highest break ever. Don't know if you thought that.
Is it?
Yeah. It was 1-4-1, and then
what a thing.
And it was also the joint highest break so far for the tournament.
Right.
It'll get beaten.
That should get beaten, shouldn't it?
Will we get 1-4-7? Do you reckon?
I think. Earlier rounds got more chance, hasn't it? As we go up, as we get higher up, it's less likely to happen. But I think it could. I just think we just need to do once we played a couple of rounds and see how people have. I think
once they're all in nick, like.
Yeah. See where everybody's at, because I know there's been some mixed performances from people who have won and lost.
Yeah,
I'm sure we'll get to. For this, the whole website's been printed out in front of us here.
I've got
the whole website.
Documents. Well, that's a nice little bit of preamble. One thing I'm going to touch on first is we forgot to predict Higgins versus Jones. That's my fault. I just glazed over it, got excited, got ahead of myself. And another thing I want to touch on is the fact that round two has started. Gilbert versus Milkins is currently 5-3 at time of recording. That will have changed by the time this video is up. Who cares? We may as well start with Gilbert versus Milkins. How long ago does last Saturday feel? That incredible game between Gilbert and Brissell.
Yeah, that was. As you said in a previous video, we watched that together, and it was brilliant to watch.
Fully cheering.
Yeah,
you don't
absolutely.
get that much from snooker.
Yeah.
No matter how much we love snooker, it's rare that you're like, oh, yeah.
It was amazing to be. We were playing at the time, and it was just brilliant.
Yeah.
Watching it and then playing.
Take a shot. Look at the shot.
Yeah,
take a shot.
Yeah. We were flying just like them, weren't we?
Oh yeah.
We were like both. Just
I'd say we're better.
Overall.
Better than Brissell in those last 4 frames.
Yeah, I could have beaten Brissell that day.
He put it down to illness and a couple of other things. I think that does Gilbert a bit dirty, really. What a turnaround.
Sensational comeback from a man who's not known for it either, really.
No.
Don't think particularly.
No, it's like the temperament's something that's always been sort of levelled at him as like a bit of a criticism.
Tends to let his head drop, but all credit to him, he did not do that this time.
Yeah. And speaking of head losses, Robert Milkins, did you watch him versus Pang? That was a good old-fashioned cue bang, wasn't it?
Yeah. So that I watched. That was one that I completely fell asleep in the decider.
Oh,
yeah. So I watched all of it, and then I heard about this amazing decider that I've still not managed to catch up on. So what happened in the decider? I heard it was a bit of an epic.
There was chances for both.
Yeah,
really,
there was chances.
You know the cliche of you just want one chance.
Yes.
They both had. They both had multiple chances, and Milkins gave it the big one.
Yes, I saw the
which I like.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I think he needs to find some more form though, because that will not get him far. I don't think.
No. I think that's already showing, isn't it? I mean, 5-3. It was 5-2 to Gilbert.
Yeah.
Do you want to give your prediction on how that one's going to end?
Okay. I think Gilbert's going to win. And I think Gilbert's going to win by at least 3 frames.
Yeah.
I think Milkins will. I think he'll come out flying after the break, but I think Gilbert's going to win. Scoreline.
I mean, I'm not going to pressure you for scorelines. Unless one comes.
No, one
to
has.
you, you know.
We did do a couple of scorelines for the round one, didn't we? But
some matches just scream a certain
yeah,
scoreline,
they do,
don't
yeah. And I think I could probably dig one out from somewhere, but I'm not gonna.
I think Gilbert will end up running away with it. Actually, I think Milken's put so much into it. It wasn't last night that you played Pan, was it the night before? Can't. Yeah, it was the night before. It was Tuesday night, and this has come around quick. Gilbert's had time to sort of have the hype of Saturday night and then calm back down and be like, oh, my temperament was really good there. Whereas Milken's, his temperament was quite the opposite. Still got over the line. I think Gilbert will run away with that in the long term. Two old foes meet each other next. Stephen Maguire versus Sean Murphy. Hate each other. Well, at least they did 20 years ago. They're very different characters, aren't they?
Yeah.
Can't imagine them having a pint.
Yeah.
At the best of times.
I didn't see any of Sean's round one match, I must say.
I said on my video about it, and it was one of those that sort of just slips behind the sofa. Some matches just look, it's gone.
Yeah. I heard they'd finished the first session. I was all right, I'll end up catching a bit of that at some point. Nope.
Yeah.
Never caught any of it, so.
Well, it finished 10-5. I should put the results out. It's not like, look, we're not going to remember all the results off by heart, are we? So, Sean Murphy 10, Liu Haishin 5. Comfortable, sort of what you'd expect. And Stephen Maguire overcame Ali Carter, which is big scalp. I'll go in on this one. I think Stephen Maguire is going to enjoy. I'm not saying he's going to go deep, but it's an overdue moment in the sun for him here. I think Sean, he's fine, isn't he? He'll always be competitive throughout the season, even if he hasn't been so much this season. He's productive. He does loads of stuff on and off the table. Maguire's just fully focused on the table. That's not a criticism of Murphy doing all that. You've got to protect your future, haven't you? You've got to think about his post-Snooker career. That's all he's doing. Maguire, his main purpose right now will be snooker, the playing of snooker. So I think he will win in the decider. That's mine.
You've been quite good at calling deciders recently,
I have.
That's a solid shout.
Any disagreements?
I don't think so.
No.
I think Sean's got the. I think Sean can just pull it out whenever he wants, can't he?
I mean,
when he's on, he's on.
Oh yeah, I know it's called the magician.
It
is.
Well, yeah.
He's on.
He is some form.
Yeah.
I think if he does that, and then also Maguire plays like he has, he dug deep against Carter, who's played well this season.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay, I'm happy to go with you. The almanac for deciders.
Yeah.
He knows when they're coming. The crystal ball of deciders. So
I got one once. I also
got one once.
Yeah, I predicted Mark Selby to win the tournament.
Oh, you did, didn't you? Yeah.
So,
that's next on the list.
Yeah. The next match is Joe O'Connor versus Kyron Wilson. There's a pair of battlers right there, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah. So again, I didn't catch any of Kyron's game.
No, that one slipped behind. But I caught a lot of Joe O'Connor beating Mark Selby.
Yes.
That is.
I was watching that, thinking of you.
Yeah.
And
how conflicted I'd be.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, once Joe got away, I was like, yeah, come on, Joe, go on.
It just kept going.
Yeah.
It just kept going. And Max, in the post-match interview, he said, "I lost in the first session, really."
Yeah.
Lost the match.
You did.
And yeah, really impressed by Joe. Big night for him, and if he can do that on his debut at the Crucible, then very dangerous.
Yeah, maybe he said it, that the setup at the Crucible is very similar, other than all the seats. It's very, very similar to his practice setup. It's quite tight. It's confined.
Yeah.
So
All right. Okay.
Just suit
Wow.
him.
Yeah, right. Wow, that many people come into his practice session.
yeah. So that all
out arenas, yeah. Right.
Out the garage, like.
Yeah. Right. Wow.
And up against Kyron Wilson, who we touched on, saying that just feels like we haven't seen him this season. But I heard the most amazing thing the other day. other than Judd Trump, he's made the most centuries on tour this year.
Has he?
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
when?
Yeah. Well, we said last time we've not seen him at all.
Yeah.
So where he's been doing that, I have no idea. But good for him.
I mean, 12th in the rankings, which is lower than what we're used to from him. So his scoring's great, but his winning's not. But his Crucible record in recent seasons really good.
Yeah.
The semi-finals, a final. It's up against the debutant. You got to go for Wilson, haven't you?
I'm not inclined to after the way Joe played the other
Exactly.
day.
Yeah.
Not really.
I'm thinking.
Yeah, I mean he did. He's obviously battered Dominic Dale about a little bit.
Oh yeah, can we? Yeah. Like chill out, Kyron. Like at least have a bit of fun. At least allow a bit of hope. Yeah. Oh, that was the only other 10-1, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'm sure Dom doesn't care. I'm sure Dom was just happy to be there. But Christ.
Lord. Yeah, I'm going to back Joe for that.
I don't want to move on.
We've got to move on. He'll be back, Robbie.
Yeah, when he's 56.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to go for Kyron. I'm going to go for a comfortable Kyron cruise through.
Okay.
If Joe O'Connor proves me wrong, I will put money on him winning the World Championship.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
And dye your hair black and blonde.
Yeah. No, that was Dale.
Oh, right, well, you got away with one there then.
But if Joe O'Connor wins, I said that I will run down the street pouring beer on my head with my top off.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Well, I just will do that, naturally.
Yeah.
What do you fancy between O'Connor and Wilson? So just to clarify, I think Wilson will win. If he doesn't, Joe O'Connor will win the World Championship. That's it.
Yeah, I think Joe's going to win.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Right, fair play.
I'm not going to scoreline though.
No,
I can't come up with a scoreline for that one.
It should be comfortable for Kyron, should it not?
Yeah, that's a real coin toss, that one, really. But I think, I think Joe will win.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, another thing I forgot to mention is that for the next one, John Higgins and Jamie Jones are still playing. At the time of recording, it's only 5-4 to Higgins. Do you back him to get through to round 2 from there?
Ooh.
Considering by the time this is uploaded, our predictions will be out of date.
Ugh, I don't back John Higgins to do that from there, really.
I know what you mean.
Is
there a player on tour who shows his nerves these days more than John Higgins? When the game starts to turn against him, I feel like you can just see the confidence drain out of him.
Yeah. He's always wincing and looking, and it's just all a bit
overthinking shots.
Yes,
is a big
it's all
one.
a little bit. Yeah.
Which is a shame because if you think Williams and O'Sullivan, obviously the other members of the class 92, the exact opposite. They sort of care less and less as the years go by.
Yeah.
Higgins cares more and more.
Yep.
And if he loses, he is out of the top 16 for the first time since, I want to say, 93, 94.
Whoa, that's a big moment. He's very proud of that record, isn't he?
Yeah, he would be.
You would, yeah. I think, in terms of the mindsets of those two, from Jamie Jones's post-match interview after he beat Neil Robertson, he said he loves playing the top 16, he loves the way they play, and he loves to get involved in playing in that space. Whereas in comparison, I think John's going to be he's going to be nervous about that. He's going to be nervous about getting knocked out in round 1, and he's always got all these other form issues. Because I think of the class of 92, he's dropping off first.
Yeah, he seems to be.
He seems to be wilting first. So I think that'll be playing on. I actually fancy Jamie to do that.
I think you've talked me around there. I even when I looked at it and saw 5-4, I thought, no, I think Higgins will do it from there. But then you just remember these little things. You just see the name John Higgins and you're like, oh, he's not losing to Jamie Jones in round 1 Crucible.
Yeah.
But
we said that about Neil Robertson, didn't we?
Yeah.
Jamie Jones he's just done it against Neil.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you there. I think so. We're looking at so we're predicting that, which leads into Jamie Jones versus Mark Allen, and I think the thing is we can discuss that till the cows come home.
Yes.
I think whether Mark Allen plays John Higgins or Jamie Jones, Mark Allen wins. Do you disagree?
Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm happy to just move on from that. I think Mark
that's
Allen.
fine. Yeah. I think I watched that James's Snooker Nation video, and he said one of the other people that he got on to do a little thing for the video.
Oh yeah, CMS.
Yeah, he said Mark Allen.
Yeah.
And I thought that's a great shout. because he can just play everything now. He can just do it all. So I think
He
he's a
is a
real
complete
dark.
player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not a dark horse, but he was in my mind, but because I hadn't thought of him. But yeah, I think he's.
I actually think with Mark Allen, the reason I want to move on from him is because we can just put Allen in the box and forget about him until the semi-final.
Yeah.
He'll be there at the semi-final. I say it every time we talk about it. I don't care about the seedings and where they flow to. I just want to predict what's on this piece of paper. Because then you start thinking, oh, but if he beats him and then he beats him, then we'll have that in the semi-final and it'll affect my predictions, which is why I don't look at it. I want to see it as it comes.
Yes.
Mark Allen will be in the semi-final regardless of what happens over the next few days. And it's when he gets to that stage, that's when I'll be more interested in his journey. Can he convert it into a first world championship?
Yeah, well, I think this is the season of any for him to do it.
Yeah.
This is where he's looking at one of his strongest seasons.
And I asked the question, getting well ahead of myself here.
Whoa.
I asked the question, who is going to be the first person to win their first world championship? And then, I don't know what you're doing now.
Championship?
And then defeat the Crucible Curse the year after. Of everyone on tour, Mark Allen.
Yeah.
If he wins it this year, I'd back him to beat the Curse.
Yeah, he's become more of a sort of. He's just a kind of. It's more of a maths player than a kind of. It's just the maths with Mark. He's just gonna do it. Someone like Ronnie, you just catch him on a bad day and he just won't.
Exactly.
But Mark, at the minute, he just seems he will play at a level, and that's guaranteed pretty much.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I've got so much to say about Mark Allen, which I will leave because
I
have to say I want to.
It's
so impressive, and in fact, I actually really like him these days. I just do. I never used to. I do. Right, Judd Trump versus Tom Ford.
Another one I didn't watch much of Tom's match.
I watched a lot of Judd's and I watched a lot of Tom's just as fate would have it because I'm not going to bring it up again. Hossein Fafai is a fucking disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace. And I watched a lot of Tom. He will have to improve. Him and Ricky were probably the worst match of the first round. In terms of quality, scoring was low. Walden never looked like getting back into it. Why am I doubting myself? Am I suddenly... Yeah, it was. For some reason I suddenly doubted it.
10-9.
I think Tom was lucky to win 10 frames and Ricky was lucky to win 6 frames. That match should have been... just giving it to Tom on points after one session. It's like,
okay.
It dragged. It wasn't great. I'm being too harsh. All he had to do was get through to round 2. He's done that. He needs to improve. Bad news, mate. You're up against Judd Trump.
Yeah. And I think Judd will win quite comfortably.
Yes, as he did against Fafai.
Yeah. So.
Because in that second session against Fafai, Judd could just drop down the gear and still win.
Yeah. Which he can do now.
Yeah.
With no problem. We got to the final the other year when Ronnie won it, didn't he? In like. With his B game.
Yeah.
Not long after, he was runner up. He's like, well, never hit my stride really there.
Yeah.
But so he could easily just drop down a gear and, cruise through that one.
Agreed. So we will actually move on from that one because I said we'll move on from Allen and we ended up spending 5 minutes on so. Judgment will win that one. Here's an interesting one, and it's kind of sucks that one of these two has to go out. Jack Jones versus CJ Wee.
Ooh,
it's kind of a shame that they both beat their seeds and now they're up against each other, and it's kind of like, oh well, 2 of the surprise packages of last year have to knock each other out now.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think I've watched a little bit of Jack and he looked solid. Zhang An was all over the place, particularly in the later session, and I thought, Jack had a little wobble, but he was okay, and I think. And I don't know much about C. Oh no, I did see a bit of that.
It was against Williams.
Yeah.
Decider.
yes. Oh, yeah. I saw a bit of C. I think I fell asleep on that one as well. It's awful,
if it goes to
really.
the side, I call for
Yeah, it's always awful. It's terrible. Just fucking sleep all the time. I think C will not win.
Right,
it's really hard to call.
I think think what you're trying to say is Jack Jones will win.
I think that's, is that what I said there?
Yeah,
well, we'll go with
funny. It's funny. I think Jack Jones will not win.
Oh, do you? Right, okay.
I think C will try. He'll just be so out to avenge what happened last year. I think when C, he's not going to win it. He's not going to win the whole thing. When he goes out of this competition, he'll want to do it in a normal manner, not the spectacular implosion manner.
Yes, the record-breaking implosion.
Yeah.
Well, that's not a good record to have, is it?
Yeah. So you're saying Jack Jones?
I said Jack in the previous match, and you said Zhang, I think.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I was right, so I'm sticking with my
right,
man again.
Well played.
Yeah.
I forgot that you predicted that. That's really good. And I think both of us would have predicted Matt Williams to beat CJ. Did we? Where's my paper?
There's loads of paper, Robbie. Come on, we can find some paper.
Yeah, we both predicted Matt Williams. Of course we did. But bye. And CJ is through, and I think he'll go through, and you think Jack Jones will go through.
Yeah.
Now here's a man who'll be feeling a lot better than he did a few weeks ago. Jack Lazowski beat Ding Junhui. Shock in a decider.
Big scalp for Jack. I think he'll take a lot from beating him in a decider. Not normally what he's known for, that kind
That's
of
what I thought.
steeliness. So I think he'll have taken something from that. He'll be coming into that match feeling pretty good, I think.
Yeah, because he doesn't tend to win unless he's blowing his opponent away.
No.
And he'll blow an opponent away, lose.
Yeah,
That's usually what happens.
Get blown away.
So maybe just being a seed, sort of taking a step back, will help him take a couple of steps forward. He's no longer working with Peter Ebdon.
Is that right?
Which I won't go into it, but I read a book recently about the history of snooker.
Yes, your big snooker book.
And Peter Ebdon. Why he ever chose to link up with him, I don't know. But I'm going to leave it there because I'm going to review that book soon on the channel. And maybe he's now liberated against a man who will also feel bloody good about himself. Baldwin Bingham just brushed aside Gary Wilson. Who saw that coming?
Not me.
No,
not I. Wilson.
Yeah, goodbye, Wilson.
Not I. Wilson. Goodbye.
So Jack Lazowski versus Stuart Bingham. What are you thinking?
That's another really tough one. Like really tough. I think they've obviously both built on the first round win.
Yeah.
I didn't see much of Stuart playing, to be honest.
I didn't see much.
He's got massive hands. Have you seen his hands?
Oh yeah.
Huge, Herculean hands.
Like, even though he's not that tall, he's just proportioned everywhere, isn't he?
He is. Yeah, he's got a hell of
an advantage? Is it a disadvantage?
Well, it is when you're bridging over the ball.
Yeah.
As a man who's not very well endowed in the hand department, I find it really difficult to bridge over the ball.
Yeah.
But he does not. So if there's bridging over the ball to be done, I back Stuart Bingham every day.
Yeah.
Let's hope that every shot he has to play is bridging over to the ball.
Yeah.
In a bridge off, he wins, I think. That's as close to a scoreline as I'm giving you.
Right. I can't.
No, the last two that we've just done are really difficult. The Joe O'Connor one, the Jack and C one, and this one they're really tough.
I'm staring at the fixture, waiting for it to give a scoreline to me. I am gonna give it to Jack Lazowski. I think Bingham's probably already further than he thought he would get, but so is Jack Lazowski. You forget we're talking about two qualifiers here.
Yeah. It's
Seeds
crazy.
for so long. I think. I'll give it Jack. And have I got a reason? No. Okay.
Well, I'll give it Stuart.
Yeah.
Because you've given it Jack. Yeah. I want Jack to win, but I think Stuart will win. So we won't have a good match.
I think secretly that's what I think, but because I want Jack to win, I'll say Jack's gonna win.
Okay, I think I did this last time as well. I just said, what does my heart say? What does my head say? Come on, go with your heart, man.
Well, here's one where your heart and your head might be in the same place. The final round 2 fixture: Ryan Day versus Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Ooh. Just take a layer off. I don't think that's going to be particularly difficult to predict.
No.
blew away Jackson Page, obviously. Watched a little bit of that. He was not really challenged Ronnie, but just played really well anyway.
Whereas Ryan Day had a bit of a grind fest against Barry Hawkins. They both took it in turns to win multiple frames in a row, but Day finished the stronger.
He did.
Ended up winning 10-8, I want to say. And again, another one that cheered as the final balls went down, which I just love to see.
Yeah, I think Barry fell apart a little bit towards the end as Ryan got a bit stronger.
How unlike Barry.
Yes, well, goodbye, Barry.
It's part of the reason I love him, because you just think, oh, you're falling apart again, Barry.
You can see it in his face. He's got his shoulders dropping. He's in his chair like. He's cleaning his queue like a madman as well. He's clean the queue, man. Just clean the queue, Barry.
That'll get you back in the game.
Yeah, just get it clean, man. So despite that, he couldn't win. But I think obviously Ronnie's going to win. I think Ryan. I watched a lot of Ryan's qualifying match.
Yeah.
And he played very similar to how he played against Barry. It was very bitty. I mean, fits and starts, some really poor shots, and then he feathered the white at one point. It was all a bit of a mess.
That's what you do.
Yeah, I know it is.
This man is terrible for that, let me tell you.
That's why I'm not against Ronnie the Crucible, isn't it?
And we've stopped letting him off. We used to let him off, and now we don't.
No,
Sorry, I'm really
now.
Yeah, I'm really embarrassing you here, but
well, it's one of them horrible things about the way I play, but
he tends to beat me for what it's worth.
Because I've got so many. Well, not anymore because I'm not getting the points. You get the points for all these feathers.
yeah.
But yeah, I think Ronnie's going to win very comfortably.
I think Ronnie's going to win. It's what, like 10? Not 10.
He's going to win 10.
I've probably done that a few times while we've been doing this. I think 13.
We've not predicted
10.
many.
13-10.
Yeah, okay.
I do keep forgetting that it's first 13s. 10's just a nice number to predict, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Which brings us to the end of the list of fickies. And can I just say that in my time watching snooker, with what I've been able to see, that's the best first round I've ever had. Like, I can't believe the drama. And then if there's a match like the Ronnie O'Sullivan match where there's a lack of drama, it's just brilliant to watch anyway. It completely spoiled, and I love the fact that we're on first of 13s matches that are going to last 3 fucking days now. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm enjoying this one, especially the build up to it. I watched a lot of the Judgment Day coverage, and I was just properly hyped up for it this year. Really glad that we got to watch some the other day of a good match. You know, that Gilbert match, that was just good to watch. And I think, I just can't wait for the next round. I'm absolutely dragging to get stuck into it.
One thing I want to acknowledge before we go, that I'm not going to talk about is all the Saudi crack. One thing is, James of Snooker Nation's doing a video on that. Probably by the time this video's up, he will talk about it in a much more balanced way than I will. And to just things can change very quickly in sport. Like I said to him actually, do you remember when the Chinese Chinese Super League was coming for football, and like all the players were going to China, and it seemed like this big change in culture was happening, and that league, you never think about it anymore. It doesn't really happen. So much can change. I beg people, just enjoy the World Championship. Que sera, sera. Because worry about this over the summer. Worry about all of this over the summer. Enjoy the World Championship. Don't worry, you don't have to give a closing statement on that, because what can you say? There's a lot of speculation is what it is. So thank you for joining me again, Isaac.
Thanks for having me.
It's been lovely, as always. We'll be back here in a few days for the next round, and then there'll be really serious stuff. We might even do analysis. Who knows? Probably not.
Well, it'll be interesting as there's less fixtures going on. We can go more in depth.
Exactly.
We can go deeper.
Yeah, the narratives will form, won't they?
They will. Oh, they will.
And we might even have solid opinions based on fact.
Unlikely though.
True. Bye.
Bye.